Welcome back to another episode of Inside Dobe, another unbelievable round of footy. If you followed on with 100k boys, we had a hell of a week. Just missing out on the 100k, but if you followed on from Thursday night, you would have tripled your coin on that night, and then for the rest of the week, you would have gone over 6 times your first investment. The boys had a hell of a week. We will be giving you guys some more details on exactly how we went as the week unfolds, but we absolutely cleaned up. I feel a lot of people are liking and getting on top of the stories, but you're just not getting on. That's on you, because we're winning some money and we're really going to carry this over towards the end of the season. We're going to be hitting this 100k by at least mid-year. The boys are very confident we're looking good. Now, Overreaction Monday, let's go back into the first game. Feels like a lifetime ago. Carlton versus the Bulldogs. The Baggers are the real deal. We are here to stay. We looked unbelievable. Now, I know Sportsbet have paid out on the Blues already being top 8. They should be paying out on us for the flag already. We will be the premiership winners. We look unstoppable. The royal forward line, Prince Harry and King Charles. Look, the only way you're going to stop these blokes is with a new strain of COVID. The Bulldogs defenders did not want to go anywhere near those guys, and it showed, because I think they had 9 between them. Now, Carlton's midfield is the best in the competition, and it is not even close. Cripps, Kennedy, Hewitt, Walsh, Chera to come back into the side. They absolutely slapped around those little puppies. We made them look second rank, and those were a team. They were a team that were highly contending all last year. Obviously, grand finalists. We made them look second to the footy. A lot of soul searching to be done for the Bulldogs. Couldn't kick a set shot. They've got the Swans and Richmond coming up next. The Dogs will be 0-4. Their campaign for this season is almost done. Almost put a line through the Doggies. They do not look good. Lots of problems there. Now, Friday night, Swans versus the Cats. Buddy kicked his 1,000th goal in what was and what will be the most memorable moment for this season. What a player. Look, after he kicked his first goal for the game, you just sensed that he was going to get it done then and there. The way he was getting up and about and celebrating, you just knew he wanted to get it done at the SCG. Now, Isaac Haney, the best raw talent in the AFL. Now, this isn't my call. This is Jev's call. He's been saying it for years. And look, what a hell of a player. He kicked 4 out of his 5 goals on his opposite foot. He will finish top 3 inside the Brownlow. And he'll also finish top 5 in the top 5 in the Coleman at season's end. This is not an overreaction once again, even though it is Overreaction Monday. This kid is an absolute star. He will go down as one of the best seasons by a Sydney player. He looks unstoppable. It feels like the only player that can stop him is himself if he isn't switched on. It doesn't feel like working hard that game when he gets into it, because mate, he looks absolutely unbelievable. Now, the hardest thing the Cats did all night was when Zach Dewey bumped that fan over. They were piss poor. Tom Hawkins was actually behind the bar pouring beers. He was nowhere to be seen. He cost us our multi on the Friday night. Now, look, Luke Dahlhaus, he is the worst small forward in the AFL. I don't know what Geelong are paying him, but he's not producing. He gets paid to run around. When is the last time you've heard Dahlhaus pop up for a bag of 4 or 5? Never. I don't remember it once happening at Geelong. I might be wrong. He's just filling up numbers there at the Cats. I don't know why he's there. He's atrocious. He doesn't even lay tackles. He does nothing. He just runs around. He's always under pressure. He's always turning it over. Look, the Cats versus a very underdone Essendon side week 1. At the start of the year, I had the Cats finishing bottom 8, and I stand by it. I still don't think that they'll make the top 8. Chris Scott would not have been happy with that performance. Now, Adelaide and Collingwood. Let's just pump the brakes a little bit here on Collingwood. They're versus St Kilda and Adelaide. I don't like the Pies. I don't rate them. They have a very easy next month, and they will get found out by the good teams later in the fixture. Mark my words. Look, Adelaide, big concerns. Look, the 4 biggest ball winners on the ground were all Adelaide players, and they couldn't get within 7 goals of the Pies. So that is very concerning. Obviously, he's got a lot of problem down back and up forward, apart from Rochelle. He seems to be an absolute star. But Adelaide are in for a very long season, not looking good early for the Crows. Now, Essendon versus Brisbane. Watching Essendon play is like watching Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus. A terrible cast and an even worse production. If we could sum up Essendon's season for this year, for 2022, it would have to be James Stewart's efforts on that rush behind. That was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. The Bombers have worked their ass off to get their way back into the game, claw their way back in, had the momentum. All he had to do was rush behind. What a fucking idiot. It's like he was scared to touch the ball. Brisbane go up the other end. They knock on the next few. They run away with the game. Essendon have no clue what they're doing. They are an absolute basket case. Look, Merritt out for the next 6 to 8. Shield injured. We're not sure whereabouts he's with his health at the moment. But who's stepping up? Wealthy, Ham, Tom Cutler, Laverde. These are guys that Essendon are going to have to lean on. And I tell you what, I would not have them in my side. Very concerning times. It looks like Essendon, time to put the cue in the rack, boys. Ben Rutten will have to find a job as an assistant next season somewhere else because he will not be at Windy Hill next year. Now, let's just touch back on Lachie Neale for a minute. He's had about a zillion touches and 3 goals. Now, he said he was watching Cripper on Thursday night, which gave him a bit of inspiration. Now, how could you not, the type of footy Cripps has been playing at the moment? Now, if it's not the Blues on top of the ladder after week 6, it will be the Lions. They won't lose a game out of their next 4. They've got the Kangaroos, they've got Geelong, Collingwood, and the Suns. Look, Lions will get into gear over the next few weeks and will cruise to a top 4 finish by the end of the season. Now, back on Lachie Neale. The last 3 times he's played Essendon, he's had 8 Brownlow votes. The last 3 games. How do Essendon not put some work into him? He has single-handedly murdered you guys the last 3 games and you just let him run around and do not put a hand on him. What a basket case of a football club. I just don't understand how shit like that happens. He's destroyed you the last 3 times and you let him run around, have 40 and kick the match winners. Essendon, I hate them. I don't like anything about them. They have a lot of trouble. Their depth is very, very concerning. I don't like where the Bombers are going. Lions are going in the other direction. They're going up near the top. Now, Hawks versus Port. Port Adelaide have to be the weakest dogs in the AFL, getting done to a very young Hawthorn team with a new coach. Now, look, this is a team that was one of the shortest on preliminary finals, to win a prelim final to get themselves into a grand final last year at home. They had that grand final on a silver platter and they've served up nothing but garbage so far. Now, same problem as Adelaide. The top 4 ball winners on the ground were Port Adelaide midfielders. Boak had 39. Amon had 38. Wines had 36. Butters had 29. Ken Hinkley will not have a job at season's end. That is not an overreaction. That is a fact. The power will be out for Ken Hinkley. Looks like no one wants to play for him. There is concerns all ends of the ground apart from their midfield. The Hawks absolutely smashed them. Look, which I was happy about. It will at least make for a good matchup this week against the Blues, who I can't wait for watch us tower these Hawks up. Blues by 27. Now, Melbourne versus Gold Coast, the nightmare at Metricon. It was slippery. It was Stewie Dewy. It was extremely hard to watch. Now, standout performance by Gold Coast, Touk Miller. He's an incredible player. He was by far standout. No surprises there. Now, the flag favourites got it done as you would expect. Look, already to the start of the season, we've had some of the most unbelievable individual performances. Christian Petrarca, at the moment, is still the best player in the AFL. Look, off last year's final series, winning the Norm Smith this year so far, he's had 38 and 2 and then 40 touches. I really feel already the best players are already separating themselves from the rest of the competition, and it's only 2 rounds in. If we were to do a pyramid scheme, I would have Petrarca on top, and then the next level down, you'd have to have Cripps and Haney there. Cripps so far this year has had 30 touches, 3 goals, 35 touches and 2 goals, and then Isaac Haney's had 25 touches and 3, and then last week against Geelong, he had 21 and 5 goals. They are the 3 best current players in the AFL, and you cannot change my mind about that. And look, wait till we get a few more games into players like Walsh. I feel he'll start to climb up the list. Lachie Neale, the way he looked last week, will definitely be near there. Now, look, North Melbourne versus West Coast. North versus a 2 side and won by 15 points. Don't care about that game. Don't like either of those sides. Now look, Richmond versus GWS. Noah Bolter, also known as Gastro, gives teams trouble at both ends. Look, this bloke went forward yesterday and kicked 4. He looked unbelievable. Look, GWS, it's like they forgot how to run. I saw harder running from Swans fans running onto the SCG to sniff Buddy's armpits. Those guys ran out of steam. Looked like they had no fitness left in the gas tank. Concerning again, look, the Giants are once again 0-2 and will have to claw their way back. I think they were zipping 3 last year. Leon Cameron, he's got a lot of concerns there. Look, their midfield looks alright in touches. Canelio looks to be back. Taranto still playing good football. Tom Green also. But they are in all sorts of the Giants. Now, last game of the round, Freo versus Saints. You can circle this game down in your calendar as a game every year that no one cares about. Sunday afternoon, the last game of the round, Fremantle versus St Kilda in Perth. It is one of those games you just put a line through. The best player on the field, even though the Saints got it done in a scrappy win, was Andrew Brayshaw. He's an absolute star. He will finish top 10 in the Brownlow this year. He had 40 touches, 1 goal, and 628 metres gained on the weekend. Absolute standout performance there. Now, look, even though the Saints won in a scrappy game, you would not be happy as a Saints fan with that win. There is a lot to dislike about the Saints. I don't like where they're heading. I feel the Saints are in for a very long year. Now, this week, I'll be heading, very excited, we'll be heading to my first game of the MCG in about 4 years. Carlton versus the Hawks, 110. Going to play up a little bit. I feel that the Blues are going to get on top early. For the good part of a decade, the Hawks have come out and slapped us around, so I can't wait to give it back to them. Now, if you do follow the 100K, make sure you start putting some of these bets on because we are winning some serious money. You would have 6 times your cash over the weekend. The boys cleaned up. Look, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, whatever you got to do. And that's another episode for Inside Dobe. If you agree, disagree, let me know. Can't wait for this weekend. Blues by a fair bit against the Hawks. The Blues are the real deal. Lid is off. Isaac Haney's a hell of a player. Cripps is unbelievable. Christian Petrarca is the best player in the AFL at the moment. Only 2 rounds in, and I'm absolutely loving this season so far. So make sure you get on, have a good rest of your week, and let's go.